All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, back again on the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Coin Gang. The Coin family is here. Look, I won't take too much long with this introduction. Let's get straight into this news. This is what popped up about less than 24 hours ago. Chelsea are one of the clubs keeping tabs on Leicester City midfielder Youri Tielemans after he rejected their latest contract offer. This is straight from 90 Minutes Football. I mean, I'll leave it to you guys how reliable you think this source is. For me, look, I don't know if they're very reliable. For me, it's just the discussion point. It's another midfielder, and it's a midfielder that the characteristic of the midfielder that's what excites me. I don't know whether the personnel is the right fit, but we'll look into the whole thing. Before we get into the whole matter, let's look at Youri Tielemans' profile. As we all know, plays for Leicester. Very, very good player. Don't get me wrong. I actually like this player quite a bit. Scored that devastating goal against us in the FA Cup final last season, which I really wanted to win that FA Cup. But it is what it is. He's 24 years old. I didn't know that he was, that's youngish, you would say. Hasn't hit prime yet. His contract expires in 2023. That's why, you've got this news from Leicester City looking to extend that contract, because his contract's only there for another couple of years. After this season, it's just there for one more season. So this is why Leicester's looking to extend the contract, and he knows, Youri Tielemans knows that his stocks are rising slowly, and Leicester City, he could probably get a better club than Leicester City. This is no disrespect to Leicester City either. It's probably Youri Tielemans. Youri Tielemans at the moment probably feels that he's capable of getting a better club. Now, this is what he's been doing this season. Stats for 2021: 2 goals, 2 assists in the Premier League, 8 matches, 3 Europa League matches. Scored a goal against West Ham, scored a goal against Man United that we all saw last weekend, or Dacia's goal against Man United. I'm pretty sure that was actually, he meant that. A lot of people think that it was a cross, but I'm pretty sure he actually meant that as a shot. Nicely dipping in. And 2 assists. Let's have a look. Assist against Burnley, assist against Brighton. Last season, 38 matches in the Premier League, 6 goals, 4 assists. 6 matches in the FA Cup, 3 goals, 2 assists, total 9 goals, 6 assists in 51 games, 7 games played in Europa League. The season before that, 37 games played in the Premier League, 3 goals, 6 assists, 5 Carabao Cup games, 2 goals, 2 assists. So look, his production level from a midfield position, it's not like astronomical. He's not a Frank Lampard type of a player. Don't get me wrong. He's not going to pump out that many goals, but you never know. This season already, 2 goals, 2 assists, but I highly doubt he would ever get into those regions where Lampard was getting into 20 goals, 15 assists, something ridiculous. That I don't know if we're ever going to find that type of a midfielder. KDB probably comes as closest to that. But Youri Tielemans, it's a characteristic that our midfield kind of lacks. Goals and assists is something that our midfield definitely lacks. But this is where it gets really interesting. And this is where I want to hear from you guys, ladies and gentlemen, what you would like to see and what you would want in our midfield. And also I want to know how you feel about Youri Tielemans, and not just Tielemans, a few of the other candidates as well. As you can see, there's an absolute cluster of midfielders that I've sort of piled together over here. And I've got a few of the other players that we've been linked with in midfield, which we'll touch on. Currently, this is what we have: Jorginho, Kovacic, Kante, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Saul, Barkley, Gilmore, Gallagher. I didn't put Ethan Ampadu in the mix because I feel like Ethan Ampadu is more of a defender. Even for Venezia, he's been playing in defense in a back three. So that's why I didn't put Ampadu in that mix. Albeit he could probably be in the mix as well, because for Wales, he plays as a DM. But right now, this is the scenario: Jorginho, Kovacic, Kante, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Gilmore, Barkley, Saul, Gallagher. Now, you look at Tielemans. Who would you say he's better than at the moment? Conor Gallagher is doing madness right now at Crystal Palace, but I don't know if you can actually say he's better than Tielemans. Tielemans is far more experienced. He's played some big games for Leicester. He's played some big games for Belgium as well. So, but Conor Gallagher is a rising superstar. Whether he makes it as a Chelsea player, I don't know, because look at all these other players that are his. Some of these players will have to, make way. Barkley has to make way. As much as he's not a bad player, I've always sort of liked Barkley secretly, but I don't think he's got Chelsea. He doesn't have a Chelsea future, and I think Newcastle are after him. It's probably a good fit for Barkley as well. Newcastle with the new owners and whatnot. So that's one player that's gone. Saul, I don't know if he's going to stick around. It's still early days, a lot of people will say, but with the rise of Ruben Loftus-Cheek and already Kante and Kovacic, Jorginho, I don't know if Saul's going to make it as a Chelsea player, but we'll see what happens. Madness could happen. Gilmour at the moment, and I want to talk about Gilmour a lot more with Norwich coming up, he's not featuring for the past 3 games for Norwich. He's a bit out of favour over there. Obviously, he can't play against us. He's been playing for Scotland. He's getting man of the match, awards over there on a regular basis. So you would expect Gilmour to come back to Chelsea's setup. Thomas Tuchel likes this player. He used him a little bit right at the end last season. But he's still a little bit undercooked, as you would say. There's still a bit more development that needs to happen. This quartet of Kovacic, Kante, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and Jorginho are probably set in stone right now. But Ruben Loftus-Cheek is probably the only one that is capable of goals and assists. If we do want to change our dynamic down the track, if we want to play with the 2 strikers up front with Lukaku and Timo Werner, I know they're currently injured, but if that's what we want to do up front, you do need help in midfield to chip in with the assists and goals. Kovacic has been chipping in with assists this season, but it's not like he can bang in those assists on a regular basis. Jorginho's role isn't to do that, and that's fine because he's more of a connector from the back. Kante as well, goals and assists. I mean, he's more of a, someone who breaks up the game, interceptions, wins the ball up front. But I feel like you do need that added sort of player in midfield that can bang in the goals. Now, Tielemans gives you that, right? But then there's all these other options as well. Jude Bellingham has been scoring goals for Dortmund. Tchouaméni is someone who's quite capable, can play deep, but can play anywhere in midfield. Declan Rice in recent times has been scoring for West Ham as well. Julian Weigl is another player that we've been linked with, plays for Benfica, and Thomas Tuchel knows everything about him. I did a video on him not that long ago, and he can play that Jorginho role as well. But look, I personally think in the future there needs to be an evolution in our midfield. We do need someone who can play similar to Jorginho, but at the same time can drive into these areas when need be, not on a regular basis, when need be. I feel like Tchouaméni is that type of a player. Weigl is that type of a player. Declan Rice could be that type of a player. I don't necessarily like Declan Rice being the deepest midfielder because you do need to show up for the ball. You do need to be very good on the ball. I'm not saying he's not. He is getting much better, but I'm not really sure if he cuts it as that Jorginho role. Look, Kovacic, I'm not really sure his future in Chelsea Football Club is. Do we picture him for another 3-4 seasons? Kante as well with his injury sort of situation. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is 25, so he's hopefully nearing his prime. He can add those goals and assists, and he's blockbuster, absolutely blockbuster in this region. So look, I think there will be an evolution in the future in our midfield. Now, I don't know whether Tielemans is the right fit, but that characteristic is something that we need in our midfield. I personally feel. I'm a massive fan of Bellingham or Tchouaméni down the track, but as you can see, there's an absolute cluster. Gilmour, Gallagher, what do we do? Look, I've already said that I don't know whether Gallagher makes it. We're probably going to cash in on him. Gilmour, his best bet is to take Jorginho's role, but there's still a lot of development still to happen. Saul and Barkley are probably not going to be Chelsea players, honestly speaking. So down the track, there could be a space for one more midfielder. Let me know what your thoughts are, guys. Tielemans, is he someone that you would entertain, considering, his stats and profile that we've already seen? I mean, is that someone that you would consider? Let me know what your thoughts are, ladies and gentlemen. If you've enjoyed this video, stuck around till now, smash the like button. Please smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe and hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, see ya.